Dude, check out the next generation of mail trucks.
Sleek.
Nice, right?
Sleek. What can they do? Are they self-driving yet?
Doesn't look like it, but I mean, like, you know, the packages aren't self-walking either, so...
Well, let's make that happen.
Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 6B, Episode 2.
6B.
Mm-hmm. Bonus. B for bonus.
I liked last time when you said the extra.
Oh, I called it, we're starting Final Fantasy 8 Extra.
And we just played a bunch of card games in Valen Garden. We're trying to activate the card club side quest, but we walked upstairs because we got bored of walking around downstairs, and we went to the terminal.
The terminal in the classroom, where we spent a lot of time in Episode 1 of Season 6.
Yeah, but since then, a ton of stuff has, like, unlocked. Like, every time we found one of those magazines, like, Selfie added a journal entry, which is, she has a blog.
There's so much here.
And then after the terminal, we find in the menu... even
a lot more lore.
So we're doing a deep dive on lore today.
And I think in between there, we find Jack, the card club quest guy, and we start that.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
This is gonna be, I can't wait to rehear all this, because I remember just being like, what in the fuck was all of that? Let's go.
Did you say people in the classroom don't count? Yeah. Oh, hi.
What's he doing in here?
So we walk into the classroom.
And Irvine is standing in the back corner by himself.
He only plays cards with girls?
Man, it just occurred to me, you know what would have been great? Instead of Irvine just being posted up in a classroom and everyone, Zell is punching in the middle of a walkway. Like, there should be a rec room where all your friends are playing mini games with you. Like pool and ping pong and triple triad and whatnot.
Absolutely, they should have been. But instead, we got the training center and,
and the parking lot.
Yeah.
Can I not? Oh, this is the terminal. Here.
Why do you want to?
I just wanted to see Selfie's page and the Timber Maniacs thing. The school festival committee. Oh, goodness. Sir Laguna's page.
So yeah, we've clicked on the console and we're on Selfie's blog, and the first thing we see is a big banner that says, "Make the Garden Festival a success."
Yeah, this is like her GeoCities page.
And you can choose from 4 different things: the Garden Festival Committee, My Friends, My Diary, and Sir Laguna's page, and they all have like hearts next to them.
Yeah, like the whole styling of the menu changes in her little area. It's like got all kinds of sunflowers.
And we click on Sir Laguna's page.
Oh, I didn't mean to do it.
It was fate. I can't quite explain if this page is dedicated to Laguna. No, actually, I call him Sir Laguna. He is such a hunk, at least that's what I think.
She wants to fuck him.
It seems Sir Laguna was writing articles in Timber Maniacs while traveling.
Okay.
I'll be posting some of Sir Laguna's articles here.
Not interested?
Wanna see? Sir Laguna writes about the time he went to the editor of Timber Maniacs. He brought an article entitled "Alcohol Will Change You," but it got rejected. I think Sir Laguna's a lightweight.
Wait, I'm just remembering something. Wasn't there an alternate version of the scene with Laguna where he, like, got drunk and passed out, where he, like, with the piano lady, what's her name, on the date with Julia?
Oh, yeah. There was like 2 ways it could have played out. Message saying if you did something else, then like Laguna will fall asleep.
Yeah, because I think he had like a glass of wine or something like that. So this sounds like it's referencing that.
I don't know, an article titled "Alcohol Will Change You" speaks to something a little different, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
He didn't join this magazine until, like, after the war,
Yeah.
I mean, and everyone in that town, maybe we didn't see some shit. He lived in a blown-out house.
That's true.
Everyone in town was like, what are you doing here, you bum? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, my God.
And the only person who would hang out with him was the woman who ran the bar.
Alcohol will change
you. I remember
you.
what was going on. And I mean, his whole vibe...
Yeah.
Yeah,
it all makes sense if he's just fucking trashed.
He
all
might
the
have gone
time.
through a bad time when he was in Windhill.
According to the article, Sir Laguna gambled to try to cover travel expenses. Oh, we're gonna see all the shit they had to cut out of the game.
Right.
But he lost it all. And was told how dangerous gambling can be. I guess he got in over a little over his head.
A chapter where Laguna and the gang get into gambling debt with like a local crime boss sounds like better than anything that made it in.
That would have been
That
cool.
would be great.
Yeah, like that guy that we played cards in that place. That whole place
Right.
is nothing. There would
Yeah.
definitely be a whole scene where Laguna...
Where Laguna went there. Do you understand this picture? Sir Laguna wrote S-Star's Secret. But actually, I know what it is. This is where Sir Laguna went scouting. Was it okay for this to be published? I guess you really needed the money.
I can't even tell what the fuck it is.
This is referencing the dream sequence where you're in the like crystal tunnels of
Right.
the
Or not dream sequence, but flashback.
well, flashback where you're like in Laguna's
Right.
whatever
With Alone's
the
power,
alone
yeah.
power thing where he's in the crystal tunnels that are part of the
yeah, and
what
so
is it
this
called?
is talking about that, the Lunatic Pandora.
yeah the lunatic Pandora.
And because it's absurd for the magazine to have published an article about that chapter,
Well, I think she's
think
like,
she's, like,
I think
being
she's
like-
like, this is like classified, you know, like
Right.
is this like, you know,
Haley, there's no food there for you.
he's like betraying state secrets to the press
Right,
or whatever,
right.
but he must have needed the money.
This is a hotel in Timber. It's full of Galbadian soldiers. You'll still find soldiers there, but this is a little too much, huh? Yes, this is a picture of when Timber was occupied by Galbadia. Sir Laguna tried to stay at this hotel, but it was used to house soldiers. Why are these articles from that period? That's because that was the period when Laguna actually wrote the articles.
What?
So all the magazines with Laguna's articles are all worn out. I wonder how old Sir Laguna is now. I bet you he's a dandy old guy.
I also want to say, like, throughout 8, one thing that was exemplary was the translation was, like, really smooth. And as we get into these, like, deep menus and pieces of lore, it,
Yeah.
like, starts falling
It
apart.
does.
According to Sir Laguna, he ended up here when he got lost on the S-Star continent. I hope Sir Laguna was alright. What breathtaking scenery. I want to go too. I want to go. This is amazing. Sir Laguna is with the Shumi tribe.
They're, like, showing us so many chapters of what should have been in the game that sound, like, so interesting.
Fuck this. You know what this
sucks.
reminds me of? After Lost was over, there was
they-
like a special
Had a
feature
title
on the
card
DVD.
played,
No,
and they
no,
were like, and then Curly went off and opened a restaurant.
it's even dumber and a little bit more effort than that, where they like shot some DVD extra, I want to say it was, where you like couple of like the side characters go to like these two dudes who are in a warehouse who are like ancillarily a part of the shit that went on the island, and they're like I see you still have some questions, and like I was like, fuck you writers, because they were saying it to us, the audience, and like these two guys in the warehouse like, yeah, what was the deal with like how women couldn't get pregnant on the island, but then or whatever, and they just go through this checklist and they're like, that was because of this reason, this was because of that reason.
And it's all just like, you
And
can
does
make
that
up
wrap it up for
anything.
you? And
Yeah.
like the fucking two guys in the warehouse who are representing the audience are like, whoa.
Oh my god.
Fuck off. This is amazing. Sir Laguna's with the Shumi tribe. The article says he got lost and injured, but thankfully he ended up here. Seems Laguna gets lost a lot, but he always repays an act of kindness.
We don't even get to read, like, the article. They didn't even write
Yeah,
the fucking
no,
article.
it's
we
like
get
them
selfies,
talking about it.
Cliff notes. I mean, it is kind of what the internet is, though. Like, she has a blog, and it's like on the internet, it's always like, okay, well, I can read information written by someone who read the thing that I need to read, but can't find on the internet.
Yeah. Kind of like how we're making a show where that happens. And we do that ourselves.
Touche. You're right. That is what was going on here.
By the way, the master here is a Shumi. I heard all about it from Squall. Shumi tribe, I want to meet them. This is something extra. Oh yeah, it's the Centra Ruins. And this is the entrance to the Centra Ruins. You see me in the picture? There's a statue of a sorceress and a knight. It's kind of nice, although there are tons of monsters. Wow, Sir Laguna's in a movie.
Oh my god.
Plus, it looks like it was shot near Trabia. He could have been famous. Oh, but I bet you he can't act. He speaks way too highly of himself in this article. I just find it strange that I don't see Ward in the picture.
This is so weird. Ward is in the picture.
She says she can't see him, but he's there.
He's literally right there on the side of the thing. You can see it's Ward.
Then what is she talking
I have
about?
no fucking idea.
Well, anyway, I mean, most of these locations, it's like the one before this, he was at the Centra ruin, or those where we found Odin and stuff. Like there would have been stuff
Right.
that
And,
happened
well,
there.
This is a picture from one of the scenes we did get with Laguna.
Yeah.
With the dragon on the hilltop.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
like the Shumi tribe scene that they mentioned earlier was just alluded to in the Shumi tribe side quest. Like,
There was one location, though, that I don't even know where it is. I don't even think it's in the game. He was in, like, a blue, beautiful, like, ocean crater. Like, it was one of the first ones. She was like, I want to go a little further.
Oh.
She was further forward. I mean, you've passed it.
oh.
Like,
Yeah, what is that?
is that... I don't think that's it. Keep going. That. What is this?
Is that the cliff that he falls off?
No. I'm
What
pretty
is
sure
that?
it's not. I don't have any clue where that is.
What the fuck?
Selfie says even, like, I want to go there, I want to go there. Like, maybe you can't even. She's like, I've never seen that place. Like,
Weird.
what we're getting into here is, like, here's all of the, like, notes and things they had written.
Yeah,
Th-
supplemental,
They
like,
tried to jam it in
additional
somehow.
notes at the end of it.
Well, looky here. He writes proudly of it in the article. A pub somewhere, plus the owner, no name or location is written down. It's Rain and Windhill. Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, we've been these people, right?
But actually, I know where it is. I won't say, though, out of respect for Sir Laguna. Fuck you, Selfie.
Selfie, no one fucking read this.
But if it's that important, he shouldn't have published it in a magazine. But I guess it's something special. If it was that important, it was already... You should have made it clear in the game. God, there were so many of these we found. Sir Laguna finally in FH.
Oh my good god,
This
yeah.
is where he finally made it to S-Star. So it's true that you get there from FH. By that time, there were no more trains.
Dude, this is how you're supposed to know to go to FH in that part where you would
Oh
never
my
know how
God,
to go to FH.
you're totally right. You're totally right. You're supposed to come read this.
Read this. And they'd be like, oh, FH, he got there. Was that how he got to S-Star? I don't fucking know.
Dude, I mean, first of all, I'm not sure how you're supposed to know this thing is getting updated when you pick those magazines up, so I don't know why you would come here and read this, ever. Like, I don't know what would prompt you at all to ever come read this.
The guide.
But
The
yes,
guide, I guess.
maybe. But, this is nitpicky, because who cares, but, like, he started writing after he left Windhill.
Well, no, they explained that.
Did they?
Yeah, they said earlier that these were written at the time, but they were published later.
Oh, never mind.
That he wrote this,
Obviously, I'm an
himself
idiot.
in the moment
Got
to
it.
potentially be sold to the magazine later.
Okay.
So Sir Laguna walked it. I wonder what the trains were like here. It says this is Laguna in high spirits after finding out that he had to walk there. Let me know when you find Timber Maniacs.
Well,
Oh God.
that would not have illuminated much.
No, it wouldn't have.
So now that we're done with Sir Laguna's page, or at least all the Timber Maniacs copies that we had found, we go to the My Diary page.
Yeah, I'm just realizing I said it wrong before. There's no articles published that were written after he started writing for Timber Maniacs.
That's correct.
Every single one of them is from before he became a journalist, and then he did what?
And then he sold them all and rested on his laurels, I guess, because he didn't write anything new. At least nothing that was published.
Well, I don't know why I care, but I do. I do.
I don't care about this.
Yeah, wow, this is very stupid. Why is this in the, like, what?
Yeah, I start Xing through this for a minute, but then I realize, like, there's so much here. No, we should actually
Yeah,
stop and read this.
We should read this.
It's written like she's 6 years old. Like, my diary.
Oh my God.
Squall says that we have to fight
Her objective
monsters.
is time compression. I'm more afraid of having to fight the matron than worrying about this time compression thing. What happened to Renoa? I know Squall is suffering. Blah,
She
blah,
published this for everyone
she
to read
published this on the web.
on the web.
Worldwide. I went to visit Trabia. It was in a complete shambles. Everyone who survived seems well. Yeah, they were in high spirits. Even if you're pretending to be cheerful, it eventually rubs off on you. And also, the side effects of the GF, the stuff about losing memory, well, sure enough, it happened to me. I just wasn't aware of it. When all of us were talking, we started to remember a lot of stuff, even stuff we didn't want to remember. It made me really think that day Sorceress Adia was someone very special to me, but still I'll fight because I'm a seed.
If I write any more, I think a weak side of me will begin to show, so I'm going to stop here. There won't be any more entries in this diary. Thanks so much to all those who took the time to read this. That was them developing this, going like, we gotta take people off of the diary team. Like, stop working on that. Like, okay, we're almost, no, stop, just stop where you are.
Stop it.
Work on this now. And it's like, how should we wrap it up? And he comes in and just writes, I'm done writing in my diary forever. Goodbye.
We held a concert, woohoo! Actually, we were the ones performing, so we were really into it, but I wonder how it sounded? What did everyone think, I wonder? Ah, forget it. Everyone else should start playing too. What the fuck?
This was their solution to patch up the story, Jeff.
But wait, she just said I haven't given up on the garden festival though.
Okay, so that confirms that the Garden Festival didn't happen.
And the fucking,
The Player's Guide calls it the Garden
Player's
Festival.
Guide is a lie.
Because they were confused too. They were like, this must be the Garden Festival.
Oh my god. This is the older diary entry. The garden festival seems to be out, but the chances of a concert are pretty high, all thanks to everyone at FH. The day Squall was appointed leader. Squall was appointed as leader of the garden. Hey, I didn't know he was already famous within this garden?
There's only like 20 people that live here.
Oh, I get it. That's why. Yeah, Squall can do it, so we should all support him. What?
You know, I really liked Selfie, and then we started reading her diary. I was like, something's wrong with her.
From what I see, I think Squall hates explaining stuff. I guess he's just not used to it. Plus, I don't think he likes to meddle in other people's business.
Is this supposed to, like, you're supposed to read this and go like, oh, okay, well, I wish that, like, I understood more about the game, but, like, that wouldn't be true to Squall's character, you know? He doesn't like explaining stuff. I know that because I read the diary. Like,
I don't know.
man.
Booyaka!
Booyaka.
God, there's so much bullshit in here.
Oh yeah, Booyaka. I'm doing fine. Because you know how she says Booyaka all the
says
time?
it every time.
Booyaka. It's a suitable thing to shout. Maybe they were like, I want my own boom shakalaka.
Anyway, Cypher appeared out of nowhere, and then Adia took him off to who knows where. It's like, that's, yeah. Uh-huh. That did happen at that point. in the
Dear
story.
diary, nothing makes sense and everyone is stupid. Like, ugh. Booyaka.
Target was Sorceress Adia. Oops, I wrote it.
The most
God.
recent and infamous sources, she talks about it like it's a pop
The
star.
Sorceress War from when we were
What's
kids.
the song of the summer?
When we learned in history class that Sorceress Adel disappeared and the war just kind of ended, right? Why would they tell people that? That's not gonna help your society if you like
The war
locked her away.
None of it makes any
A
sense.
sorceress inherits the power from another sorceress. So I think Adia's the one that received Adel's powers. Just when Sorceress Adia, the president of Galbadia, joined forces, she wiped out the president, which means Sorceress Adia is now controlling Galbadia. This is exactly like the Sorceress War with Estar. Time to bring out the seeds! Well, we failed our mission. We even failed to retreat. As a result, we ended up in a prison in the desert of Galbadia. Our leader was tortured and we were locked up, but we managed to escape. When you're locked up, the only thing you think about is escaping, right? I hope we did the right thing.
Being locked up. Crazy. All you want to do is not be locked up.
After we escaped, I heard some terrible news. Adia was going to get rid of all the seeds by launching missiles at Garden. Quite obvious that Adia despises seed and wants to get rid of Garden, which trains the seeds.
God, what a pointless fucking thing.
Anyway, after I heard about the missiles, I just couldn't stand still. So I asked our leader, Squall, who did a great job, by the way, to divide up the party so that one team could infiltrate the missile base.
She's like, so then I told our leader what to do. By the way, he's doing a great job.
The two teams were the messenger team and the missile base team. I was on the missile team and was messing around with the computers to save Garden. I heard it was a close call, but as long as we're safe, right? Wait, you heard it was a close call?
Jeff, do you realize that if you chose a different team, this would be entirely different?
But if she heard, she was there. How would she hear that it was a close call?
She also knows that she failed to stop rockets from launching at Trabia and killing everybody she knows.
Well, they're all doing fine.
Yeah, the way she's like, I stopped by Trabia, everyone's cool.
Yeah.
Is
And
so
then I think I messed
fucked
up the
up.
missiles that were heading towards the other one.
Anyway, after messing up the computer, we tried to escape, but we couldn't get out of the base. Never in my whole life did I ever think so seriously.
Okay, now we're gonna learn what they did.
Here it is, just to jog everyone's memory. When we went to the missile base with Selfie and co, they all like died in an explosion, and then later turned up inexplicably.
Fell out of an enemy that was very beaten
fell
up.
out of a robot's thing.
But we were very lucky. We were able to get inside the robot we were fighting. Its armor was what actually saved us from the explosion in the end. That's the only time I was thankful for Galbadia's weaponry.
I can totally
What about
imagine...
when it started attacking Squall over an FH and you fell out of it?
Maybe we'll get there. I can totally imagine, though, in an SNES era, like, all the little characters, as the screen starts shaking, just stand on the tank and disappear, and the explosion happens.
Yep.
And the same scenario writer here was like, we'll do this, and everyone around him was like, this guy is old.
We can't do this anymore. So anyway, we were inside that robot and we made our way over here. Well, not exactly. We were inside, but we had no idea how to control it. To make matters worse, we were picked up by the Galbadian army and brought over to FH. We were pressing all these buttons trying to get out when we realized we were fighting with Squall and the others. So that confirms that they were.
We weren't attacking you, just trying to get out. It's true, really. Yeah, they were controlling
They were
it.
controlling it.
I
They
feel...
didn't say that when they popped out either.
I know. I feel like it's a crime that there's not a whole, like, hour-and-a-half long segment of this game where you're the party trapped in the robot trying to figure out how to get out.
That would be hilarious. In any case, Battle Garden's safe. It is, right? And so are we. I guarantee it. I'm just worried about Trabia Garden. I hope everyone's alright. Booyaka! No one's using it.
No one's using it.
Yeah, in parentheses, she's like, no one's using Booyaka, which means she's really trying to push it on people, but she never said it in the game.
I wonder if she did at one point and we missed it, but it's not like she was it's not like a thing she said.
I've been assigned my first mission. I'm not sure where we're gonna be sent, even if I knew I wouldn't tell you.
I wouldn't
Wait.
tell you, Diary. You can't be trusted, because you're on the internet.
But once the mission's done, we're free to talk all we want. So just wait, okay? I hope someone's reading this.
Look, it was 1998. Live journals were all the rage.
I know. Yeah, I mean, man, the number of trends they managed to shove into this game is pretty impressive.
Worry number 1, side effects of GF. Been studying up on the GF because I know I'll be using more of it now that I'm a seed. Am I gonna lose my memories? Worry 2, my other party members. I hope they're nice.
I love that. Worry 1. Will I have my memories slowly erased until I become nothing and no memory of what I am or what's around me? Worry 2. Will my friends like me?
Worry 3, the garden festival will be on hold. Come on, we're still looking for members. I passed the seed exam. This is all out of order. I was gonna say we were reading this out of order, and I was gonna like re-edit it to be more in order, but this is now out of order.
I've been sitting here like, wait a minute, where are we now?
I think we're reading the diary in reverse order.
Yeah, we must be, right?
I think so.
If
because
we're
it's
not-
going back in time.
If we're not, then this is nuts.
The field exam took place in Dalit. I was a member of Squad A. I thought to myself, this'll be easy, but then I was asked to deliver a message. Now that was a nightmare. Oh well, it's part of my duties. Anyway, Squad B, which was supposed to secure the central square, was nowhere to be found, so I ran and ran. I had to deliver this message because I didn't want points deducted. Well, I ended up finding Squad B, but somewhere completely different, and the squad leader was going berserk. What was going through his head? But anyway, I remained calm, and I delivered the message. I think that's what got me the points. Anyway, I'm excited to be a seed. Oh yeah, that squad leader actually congratulated us. Seems like a nice guy. He's famous at this academy, right? Maybe if he joins the Garden Festival Committee, he could do the recruiting? Well, good luck with the next field exam, Cypher. Booyaka!
It's a lingo. Oh, so we're going backwards.
But we were going forwards for a while.
No, we must not have been.
When we go over this footage, I'm going to prove to you that we were going forwards for a
Okay,
while.
prove it to me, big man. Prove it to me right now.
Well, I'll prove it to you later because it's recorded.
That was for editing.
Okay, good. Yeah, do it, future Jeff.
All right, now hang on a second. Yeah, man, look at this. So, one of the things that we read earlier is called Back at Garden 1, right? And then the next entry that we read is called Back at Garden 3. What? Yeah, Back at Garden 3. And then Back at Garden 4. And then Back at Garden 5. And then My First Mission. So we were going in order with the My Gardens 3 and 4 and 5. And then we went back to My First Mission.
Well, I mean,
And then passing the seed exam.
what if the number on the diary entry has nothing to do with where it falls chronologically?
What?
I mean, what's in the diary entries?
I don't know, but we didn't get number 2, I don't think.
Oh, so these populated based on something we were finding?
I think so. Because now it's my first day.
What? Okay, well that could be if whatever it is we found
Right?
was back in
I don't
Dalit.
know, but
Whatever,
all I'm
it's
saying
out
is
of order.
sometimes it was in order and sometimes it wasn't, and I knew that shit was all fucked up.
Well, just earlier in voiceover, you said it's going in reverse order with a lot of confidence.
But there was also times where it was going in sequential order too.
Well, why did you think it was going in reverse order earlier when we were watching it go?
Because one time it did, when it went back to like my first diary entry or whatever, I was like, well, now we're earlier, so it must be going in reverse order. Because I know that this happened before. And also at a certain point it became clear, I don't know, man. Because like at the end of this, they were talking about the first mission where they like go to...
Yeah, in this one. What was she
Dalit.
talking about in the one before this?
It's talking about like we were pushing all these buttons and I'm sorry we were in the robot when we were fighting Squall, like that thing.
Well, look at you, big man. You really figured it all out. Connected up all the dots.
Future me had the goods.
Put the whole puzzle together.
Anyway, I've started my own diary, and I can't believe I'm doing this. Selfie's public diary.
I'm from Trevia. It's a really nice place. If you ever get the chance, you should visit someday. I'm here because I want to be a seed. You can take the written test in Trevia, but the field exam is here. And plus, once you become a seed, you'll be stationed here in Balam. That's why I decided to transfer here. I do have a strong attachment for Trevia, but before I knew it, I was writing my application to transfer. And now what do you know? The field exam is today. But I'm gonna go out and do my best. Wish me luck. Well, that's over.
So now we've read the diary entries and we go to the page on Selfie's page called My Friends.
And she's like had everyone write a paragraph about themselves.
yeah.
I made a friend. I think I'll have many friends right directly in here. I thought I'd have our leader, Squall, go first, but then I realized he'd never do that, so here's the order.
Hi, my name's Renoa. I'm not a student at the garden, but I'll be staying here for a while. I really like it here. There's something I wanted to say. When you make friends, it'd be nice to be able to finish growing up together. What? Without having to think we'll be separated. Even if we do grow up apart, I want to be able to meet up and talk with a smile. What am I trying to say? Anyway, I don't think I've ever been in a setting with so many people about my age. It's kind of like camp. It's fun. She went to camp. I'm really glad I'm here. What is, like, what the...
Like, what? How y'all doing? This is Irvine Kinney's. Selfie asked me if I could write something. How can I refuse? Well, I'm here from Galbadia Garden due to personal reasons. It's not for personal reasons. We're told to come here. Yeah. I think I fit in quite well. What do you all think? With so many cuties here, I look forward to getting up in the mornings.
This asshole could be writing, like, I don't know if you all remember this, but we all know each other.
Yeah.
Yo, sup? It's Zell Ding. The hell do I write? Yeah, I know, I said I'd write something, but I have nothing to write. Oh wait, I love hot dogs. You know, the ones that are always sold out? Anyway, that's it for me.
I think that sums up the amount of, like, character work they did on this game very well. I'm Zell, what to say? I love hot dogs, bye.
Seriously?
Like, good God.
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
This is Quistis Treep. Trappy. Trape?
Treat.
I've been quite busy with my seed duties. How's everyone doing with their studies and training? For all those working towards becoming a seed and everyone else, just remember, have fun. Why do I always end up sounding like an instructor? Perhaps I'm a little too serious? Not at all, Quistis. We really look up to you.
Why so serious, Quistis?
Why?
So, done with my friends, we go and click on the Garden Festival Committee.
Well, okay, so this is the Garden Festival Committee. I guess it wasn't meant to be this time, but there will be a Garden Festival next year, and the year after that, and on and on. So, we're looking for new members. It's not like I've given up on this one yet. So, it really was like a thing that the Garden Festival never happens.
We were right.
That year.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. And at no point does Selfie go, I mean, I wish the Garden Festival could have happened.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we just read that.
Yeah, no, it's official. From the mouth of the game, the Garden Festival did not happen.
In the guide, there is a section called the Garden Festival, where you go and do that band...
I think what they did here was like basically like a magic trick where they're going like, and look again as the Garden Festival magically appears on the top. It's not the Garden it's not. They just didn't want you to notice it didn't happen. They stopped talking about it. A thing happens that could be a part, like it's a party kind of. But it's not the Garden Festival, and then they just don't bring it up.
The Brady Games guy was confused enough to call that the Garden Festival. That's all I'm saying.
There's a lot of disinformation out there.
Or it's
crazy
too bad.
to
She
me.
talks about it for like hours and hours
That's
and hours.
nuts. We find out about it here in the bonus episode. You're welcome, everybody.
Well, that took fucking forever. I can't believe we sat down at this thing again.
You know, the last time we really sat down at this thing, it was the very beginning of the entire game.
It's true.
Okay.
So we're done with the terminal, and we're gonna go back downstairs, find Jack.
Yeah, just to remind everyone, we're trying to start the card club quest. We've played 15 games of cards in the school. We got to go find Jack in front of the school, and he's going to start the quest.
Yo, it looks like you're doing pretty good with the card games.
Oh yeah, hell
This
yeah.
has gotta be Jack.
This is him.
And thankfully, we've won 15 games at this point, so we
Yeah.
don't have to play any more cards right
Jack
now.
is here.
Well, we have to play cards, but with the guy we want to play cards.
Exactly.
This is him.
It's almost time. Oh, alright, Squall, I'll challenge you.
It's happening, dude.
It's happening. I'm CC Group's Jack. You appear to be a worthy opponent. Tell me when you're ready with Square. Ready.
Don't let him get away.
Are we playing? That's the spirit. Let's do it.
We've begun the card club quest.
Oh, this is gonna be intense. This is the first real card game.
Oh, yeah.
Card club quest. Well, he was quick to put that down.
He's very confident. You don't really have any good ways to take this guy. You're okay. You got it. Well, it's a draw.
It's a draw.
So my first game with Jack ends in a draw, and I go chase him around this place to play him again.
Get back here, Jack. Get back, Jack. Yes, we're playing, Jack.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Stomped it.
Full board. How do you like that, Jack? I have all your cards.
Yeah.
Come on, Jack.
Yeah, you got every single card your color. Like, perfect game.
Killed the board.
I lost. You're really good. But don't think you've defeated the CC group just yet. There are 6 members that I have not defeated. The first is the card master and the CC group's leader, King. And the others are called the 4 Suits, even though we don't have that in Triple Triad.
What? Give me...
There's the Card Nightclub, Card Prince Spade, the Card Princess Diamond, and the Card Queen Heart. Then there's the Card Magician Joker, whose ability is still a mystery even to me. Now that you've defeated me, I'm sure they'll show up soon. Good luck to you. Maybe you'll be successful.
Sweet.
Okay? Too bad we hadn't done this in game. We would have been thrilled about this.
Yeah. It's a shame that there's that, like, 15 card game wins thing.
Yeah, that they.
Or else we would have run
a
into
little bit
this.
better, a little bit easier. You looking up the next beat?
Yeah, I think it's the guy who's the store in the training facility.
Oh, really?
He's the guy in there is the Joker.
Yeah, the second member of the card club is in the training center.
Yeah, and this is like, once you've beat one of them, like, the next one unlocks. You can't just, like, go find them in any order, I think.
Here, I'll start off by doing the Joker. There he is. Hey, I've heard you've been playing some good games. I'm the Card Magician Joker. I'm the black sheep of the group. Well, play me. Oh, you got a battle meter? I had another function to it if you win?
Oh, good.
Yay.
Additions to the battle meter are like being offered a prize bag from the dentist or something. Like, it's not something appealing at all.
That's the kind of prize they could... Fuck this game. If you win, your battle meter keeps track of an extra number. Nobody wants that. That's not a prize.
So I only had to beat Jack once, right? Like, it's not like he had some special card we need?
No.
Oh, weird opening move.
Yeah.
Joker isn't a bad player. We draw first.
Yeah, we were wondering, like, where all the challenging card games were, and they're, like, in this quest
Yeah.
and in the other quests you have to
Quests.
do to get the final cards.
Hey, we drew.
We draw.
Oh, oops.
Whoa.
Why did I do that?
I don't know. You're fine now.
Still Gargantua.
But yeah, we kick his ass and he adds a number to our battle meter, which we're like, where is that in the menu again?
You're really good. Promise is a promise. Let me see that battle meter. All done. Now you can view GF information with it. It's in information, battle system, information, report. Look at all those walks.
Great.
Man, we have walked 2,456,395 times in this save file.
And fought 521 battles, won 423 of them.
And we've escaped 98 times.
Wow, that's more escapes than I would have thought.
And I'm gonna come back at this point and be like, we do way more than 200 games of Triple Triad in full before the end of this fucking season. It may even be like 10 times as much. Like, I don't even know. We play so many games.
That doesn't sound right.
We at least
I
break
think-
200.
How many have we played now?
Well, at least 15.
15, and then...
And then 2, and or 3. Like, we're
So we're
they're
at 19.
coming. All right. Okay.
We've done 524 battles. We've won 423 of them and escaped 98. Oh yeah, here's the GF report. Great.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yay.
You can know that the brothers killed 10 enemies, but KO'd none.
Yeah, I mean, like, and some of the GFs we've done so little with. Like, Diablo has no stats at all.
Because I don't
You
think that's
can't
even
kill anyone
yeah.
with him.
Exactly. So what's the point?
It's not even interesting information, although I don't know what information would be.
Cactar has killed 3 enemies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, neat. Thanks for that, Joker.
Oh, this is information I talk about, like Dr. Odin and the Great Hind.
So here it is. While I'm here in the menu, I find a subheading called Information where there's something about like people in the game, and now I'm reading about the Great Hind.
Well, isn't this inside of a subheading called Information?
Yeah,
There's
I'm gonna
another
lay
one
that
called
out. Very,
Information.
yes, it's 2 layers deep.
Creator of mankind and believed to be the first
What?
sorceress. I never knew that.
What?
I didn't know that the Great Hind was
Calling
supposed to
a
be the
sorceress the Great Hind's descendant shows
Creator.
great respect?
You've achieved the greatest rank we offer here in this secret society, Jeff. You're the Grand Wizard of super bricks and masons and whatever. You've achieved all the ranks and gone clear, and here's the final book with all the secret knowledge in it. Yeah, in the battle menu, it's just a big list of concepts that we're clicking on, and it has information.
created mankind.
Creator of mankind?
I don't know, man. That's great. Oh, we're gonna find out what white seed is. Orphans formerly in the care of Sorceress Adia. They often travel on their own ship and are veiled in secrecy.
Yeah, and this list of just like concepts and characters from the game, it becomes clear like, oh, there might be like answers to things in here.
Moomba is a mutation of some unknown animal. Details are unclear.
Remembers people by licking their blood? What?
This is my favorite one for so many reasons because it's as though they don't want to spoil the answer to this.
Right.
Whereas in every other one of these, it's full of, I guess, spoilers, but stuff that's otherwise not even in the game. It's a mutation of an unknown, like, they're acting like they don't know where it comes from when everyone in the world
Is talking about how Moomba's
talks about how they know where they come from
my
and
God.
what they are. Like, everybody, it's the one thing that is in the game.
They call them some unknown animal.
Yeah, they act like they have no idea when they've been telling you this shit.
And then the fact that they remember people by licking their blood.
No other explanation. They just say, and they remember people by licking their blood, which just gives you a flashback to the prison when they're all kind of like licking Squall and going, Laguna. And you're like, that... They lick his blood and think he's Laguna. I think they're saying that's how you know. That's one of the clues that Squall is it. This is
Squall's
like
Laguna's son.
How and why this ended up in the game. I would love to know.
I would love to know too.
Love to know how.
My
this got
favorite
in here.
one's coming up in a minute.
Okay, good.
This is so good. The Shumi tribe, a small tribe living in the northern region, basically gentle in temperament. They maintain a relaxed lifestyle. Shumis have big, long arms that change as they grow. The results vary depending on their environment.
The results of their long arms growth vary depending on their environment.
That's not anything we had heard from that. Like, we spent so much time with their rocks.
There was something about showing them their palms.
Well, they
right?
have a thing with their hands that their hand, like well, it was bullshit. Like
But,
it.
Yeah,
They
the
bullshitted us about their
I-
hands, but I mean, like, the fact that there's nothing in here about they turn into Moombas.
Well, the last thing was Moomba's. It was it's whoever's putting these entries doesn't know that those two entities are
Well,
connected.
yeah, I know, but, well, never mind. I mean, everyone can understand why this is weird.
Who cares about chocobos?
Mayor Dobie has his own thing, like, alongside, like, species of
The Great Hind.
and Mayor Job.
Okay, Mayor Doobie, before coming to FH, used to be a scientist conducting energy research in S-Star. But yeah,
Wait,
Dr. Odie...
where is this stuff? Where did you find this?
This is
I wasn't
in our
looking
battle
at the
meter.
This is what he added to the battle meter?
I don't know if this was there before or what, but I'm realizing, like, the battle meter... Here, wait, let me show you. Like, here... Okay, so there's... In the tutorial, there is a thing called information.
Uh-huh.
Within that, there's another thing called information.
Right.
Which should be labeled battle meter shit. Because within this, you have the battle report, which is this, and the GF report, which is this, and the character report. So, like, and then if you go to person, you get this list, which has the Great Hind and the White Seed
Some
ship.
of these are not even people. Like,
And Dr. Odian, with the cooperation of a sorceress, became the first sorceress researcher, analyzed the sorceress magic, and created a method enabling a regular human to use paramagic. Balamgarden uses the principle of paramagic, combining it with GF's power. Like... Oh my god, now this.
Yeah, next to person was a category called term. So there's a bunch of terms in here that they're going to explain.
Oh my god. It's the best.
There's time compression, which is a complete
mystery.
Various states of present are believed to be compressed.
Yeah, and for some reason I didn't keep reading that, but it says, sorceress's power from many generations may cross over to give one sorceress great strength. No one knows what effect this may have on regular human beings.
Why didn't anyone just say, like, oh, there's a bunch of sorceresses through time, and she wants to compress time to get the power of all of them in one place?
You are left to your own devices
To find this
and suss that out.
Like, I gotta wonder if also there was like one person working on this game who thought of time compression and could never adequately explain it to anybody. And by the time they got done, they were like, it's a complete mystery. We don't understand what the fuck he means by it.
Well, anyway, another term that we're going to look at is garden.
Yeah.
Garden was founded 12 years ago, followed by Galbadia and Travia. Okay. And then there's Seed 1, 2, and 3.
these feel like the rough notes that you would start sketching out early in development about your ideas of what might be in the game, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hidden, it's in the battle info menu, what the fuck with...
This explains the written test. It's an exam to test your seed knowledge. There are up to 30 levels with 10 questions each. All answers must be correct to go up a rank. But you can only take tests up to Squall's level.
Oh.
This all feels like a text file that's like buried in a game's folder that's like a part of its big install.
Yeah,
that,
or
like is like left
loading
behind.
menu.
That,
shit, or
like,
loading screen shit.
Yeah, or I mean, like it feels like shit that was like a file that was accidentally left in. You know, that they couldn't. That's
does.
like lost in a folder. That's just a text file that might not even be relevant to the game anymore.
Oh,
you know?
it's
like,
definitely
just,
not
it's
relevant to the game anymore.
Scratched down notes that we found.
The truth about the garden? A haven for orphans founded by Sorceress Adia and Headmaster Sid, named for their wish to raise the seeds of a future in their garden. Fuck you.
That's the truth. That's the truth of the garden.
That's not even what it is.
The truth of the garden is that Sid and Adia started it.
That's true, but
That's a truth of the garden.
Yeah,
I felt like I was going to get something
so
bigger
much,
than that.
We know way more than that.
That's what I mean.
Like, why?
And now they have shit about the radio interference. It believes some relation to the moon, but details are unknown.
I feel like the fact that this is in here, like the developers found out this was in here after...
Dude, this is what you were saying forever ago! Most countries now communicate through the use of HD cables running underground! Oh my god! However, many of these cables are cut off by monsters or in battle.
And many countries are left without any means to communicate with each other. How do they have trains?
Oh my god!
Like...
You're right, like that's how the broadcast, but like all these old TVs kicked on when they did the broadcast.
My favorite detail about the fact that they actually do say that HD cables are the way people are getting their television, not radio waves. They no longer get it over the air, is the fact that some monsters are out there and they sometimes cut the cables, and so sometimes towns like lose connection to the rest of the world through their fiber optic connect. What? I don't know.
But like TVs don't turn on because
HD cables?
When this came out, what did that even mean?
I don't know.
Like, they didn't even have HDMI back then.
I don't know.
They have AV cables running underground.
So then we start reading about the lunar cry.
Mm-hmm.
They know that the lunar cry, which is monsters falling from the moon, has occurred many times in history.
Occurs when monsters reach a saturation point on the moon.
They're like, it's happened many times and it will happen many times.
I like the idea that the moon is just like there's so many monsters up there fucking, and at some point there's so many of them they
gotta fall.
they fall off.
Yeah, and what we learn about the lunar cry and shit in this suggests that it's like everyone on the whole planet would know about it and talk about it and be like, when do you think the next one will be? We should get ready for it. Like, it's just a normal part of life. And the fact that someone can control it would be like a big deal, but like,
It's all there.
instead it's just like,
all there
suddenly
for the
this
game.
shit is happening and you're like, what?
And so then we read about what are monsters.
What a stupid idea.
Monsters are described as creatures on the moon. Monsters fall to Earth at regular intervals.
Do you know how badass it would be to start a Final Fantasy game with the world preparing for a lunar cry? Like, it comes every 100 years, and this generation's about to see one, and like the old people saw one once, but like,
When they were
and everyone's
kids
just
and,
like gearing up, like
they
you
know
gotta
that it
get ready to
happens.
fucking kill all the monsters,
And then
as
they all,
fall.
and that's like the initial,
and you know it's coming. That's like the first thing in the game.
But then you find out at some point that somebody can, like, they survive that,
somebody can
and then somebody can control it,
Yeah.
and
I
they
mean,
can make it.
Fuck, man.
That would be so cool.
Called the Lunar Cry. The monsters bred on the planet since the last Lunar Cry make up those roaming the planet at this time. The Lunar Cry phenomenon also transforms some animals into monsters.
That is such a specific detail that animals on the Earth turn into monsters when the lunar cry happens. And I just can't help but think that they had plans for Angelo to turn against us, or, you know,
Or
something.
be like a party member that can turn into a monster.
Or something
anything.
like that.
Like, so many
What
things.
a cool idea, man.
You know, but I think you're right. I think you're totally right that
So that had to be on the table
fact
at
that
some
that
point.
detail is there and that there's a dog that's just like not used
Yeah.
is big.
Wow, these are like my 15-year-old self's notes about my own stories.
The Centra civilization, a civilization in Centra 4,000 years ago.
Okay, so we got like 17 years ago.
We got 100
We
years
got,
ago.
we got, you know,
something, right?
1,000, yeah.
And then we've got 4,000 years
Well,
ago.
no, I don't even think there's 100 years ago. It's like the last Sorceress War was like 17 years ago.
Yeah, because it was when Renoa was a kid.
Yeah.
The Centra people immigrated to other continents and founded the Dalit Empire, and also Estar. And then Centra was destroyed 80 years ago by the Lunar Cry. Wait,
Wait a minute.
the
Excuse
civilization in Centra
An entire
4,000 years ago
80 years.
then immigrated
It was-
and did these other things, and then was destroyed 80 years ago. That's too much for me to handle. Odin items.
Oh, God.
A device to restrain Sorceress's power. Dr. Odin, afraid of Adel's power, created it. It looks like beautiful jewelry. And we had it.
How did the Odin bangle remain in the game but never get used?
I mean, there is definitely like after disc 1, it feels like you're in a totally different game, and then it never stops feeling like that, you know, where it's just different and then different.
That's the
like,
theory that Squall actually died.
well, I know, but I'm just saying that I think there was like a different place they were headed at the beginning, and then
They're like pointed it out. We pointed it out at the time where the sorceress mission involved a bangle that seals a sorceress's power.
well, yeah, they
But
had.
we didn't use it.
Yeah, like Renoa was gonna use it, and then she failed, and then like
And then it never
came
comes
up
up again.
Yeah, and then there's an entry about it, like it matters because there's a history to it. 'Cause
What in the fuck?
In some stage of writing the story, it did matter. It
Yeah,
was like
exactly.
came from somewhere for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that was
Instead,
all lost.
Irvine got
somehow.
jittery.
How is
instead
this
of telling
game?
it, like he,
How is this game this long? Like none of this
Man.
is in it, and it still is so long.
so much dialogue.
Why would this even be available for the player in the game? These feel like notes for the developer of like what is an Odin item? Like what are we using it for?
The
What's
legend goes that the Great Hind created people. The sorceresses were given the fragment of Hind's own power. It's hard to determine how many sorceresses exist today, for many keep their powers concealed. However, it is believed that they avoid spreading their power too thin.
This whole premise is absent from the game.
Sorcerous power has been passed throughout history by the process of embodiment. Any person who has the capacity to embody the great sorceress power is a candidate.
I get it now. Their idea with time compression is that the
There've been all these people, they've been
like, I'm gonna get all of the sorceress power at once.
I think we kind of got that.
I didn't get that
to a
at
certain
all.
degree.
What are you talking about?
I figured that was the whole point of time compression, was like the sorceresses. I don't remember
that,
now. We haven't gotten
that.
there.
There's a limited. I mean, I didn't get the idea that there's a limited amount of sorcerer power and it can be divided up among the next number of
I did not
people.
get that either.
Yeah, and that she was like, if I can get all time together, I'll have all of the sorceress power.
Why wasn't there like an opening scroll? I mean, if they didn't have time to finish it, why not just fucking put some text at the front that says like, by the way, this world has sorceresses. These are the rules.
Yeah.
We don't know how many there are. They've been bad a Just tell me about the war.
That's a Sakaguchi move, through and through. It always feels good when it happens. FF6, FF4, FF1, Fantasian did it. When it's like,
I don't
the
mind it.
bacteria
That's for
goes
sure.
across the land.
And they certainly, it's not like they were like, if they we're better than that, they did not pull it off.
Yeah, I didn't exactly get that. But a crystal pillar? That's a crystal that causes the lunar cry by producing a strong energy field between the planet and the moon. It's believed to have originated in the moon, and the crystal pillar responds to a specific location on the planet and sends a strong directional signal. More research is required to analyze this process in detail. So the crystal pillar is the lunatic Pandora, right? Mm-hmm. And it goes and is supposed to go above Tyr's
why
point.
would this section be called Crystal Pillar? Oh, Lunatic Pandora.
And then Lunatic Pandora, an enclosure for the crystal pillar made by Estar.
I see.
3 miles tall and 1.5 miles wide, the enormous enclosure boasts a high-tech facility.
Odin talked to us for so long.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he have just said, copy this text and just put it in those boxes?
No, he says other things that are kind of trying to illuminate what this says clearly.
I never got the idea that the Lunatic Pandora was a separate device that was constructed to enclose the crystal, which makes sense because you're in that mine of crystal and then it's like a black box and you're like, I guess it's the same thing. Why not just tell us?
Didn't we read something about and they ditched it in the ocean at one point?
Well, after they took it from Adel or whatever, they threw it in the sea.
Right.
That was his solution. He was throw it in the ocean.
Raise it back up and cause the finale of the game.
Well, Cypher goes and gets it.
Right.
Because you can just go get it, I guess.
It floats by causing a reaction with the crystal pillar. A stone from the moon is sealed inside. It was probably built to cause the lunar cry, though through artificial means. And then, Tyr's point is where it happens.
We didn't read it out, but this says that Tyr's Point has a security box restraining the power of the crystal pillar and ground energy field is set up. It is sealed to prevent the crystal pillar from entering the area.
That means there's an entire missing segment of this game where they destroy that so the crystal can come and you're trying to prevent them from coming.
Right.
And instead what they have is a timer that's way too long and all that you have to do
is go hop on
the thing
from the right spot.
Yeah.
In Estar.
I think that's meant to be one group goes and jumps on it and another one goes and tries to stop the people who are trying to destroy the mechanism.
But the way that things got chopped and screwed,
they did
at that point,
zero of
Squall
it.
was in
Zero.
space. So
Squall
they couldn't be there. And that, so fuck.
Man, if you just handed me these notes and you were these leaked from the next Final Fantasy game, I'd be the next Final Fantasy game sounds like it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna kick ass. Adel's Tomb, a high-tech device intended for weakening and confining the sorceress's power, shot into the moon's orbit after going through special sealing process. They didn't really make it clear that it was in orbit around the moon. Okay.
I thought they did. They were
we're going to the moon, and then we were just in space.
They were in a station that they were surrounding
I think I thought
the
that.
moon.
I Yeah, okay.
Look, I'm going to get pedantic here because they made it clear that they were sitting at a Lagrange point, which means it's not in orbit around the moon. The Lagrange point is the equal amount of gravity between Earth and the moon, so it like can hover there without having to like maintain orbit, and it just sits there between Earth and the moon.
That
and
sounds
sits
like
there.
what they wanted to say.
So they fucked it up by saying it was in orbit around the moon.
Because, I mean, if you're going to have to be able to just fire a cannon and hit this thing,
it's
it
got to
better
be
at the same
in the
place
exact
every
same
time.
spot.
I mean, no, they did not go into like a detailed lecture on what the orbit of the space station was and like what.
S-Star's space shuttle is called the Ragnarok, based on an ancient Centra legend of the dragon ship. Okay.
That's all they got for the Ragnarok. It was using S-Star technology.
Yeah, but I mean, like, based on a Centra legend, that's hinting at something pretty big.
And then I find another entry is the MD level, which I remember is a thing in the garden.
Your MD level, I was wondering about this. Bellum Gardens Foundation, the original structure of Centra Shelter remains almost entirely intact. Entry is forbidden.
Wait, so this was originally built by the Centra?
Well, that's what the shelter was that became the school.
I
And
assumed
Sid didn't know what it was
I
for.
assumed that S-Star had built this whole place. I didn't think it was 4,000 years old or something like that.
I was right that it was an ancient machine.
Well, it could have been 80 years old too, though.
Well, it was 4,000.
But they said that the Centra got destroyed 80 years ago, so they were...
This says this is the original structure of the Centra Shelter, you know.
Right, yeah, the original... Yeah, but a Centra, like you know, a Roman artifact...
The Centra Shelter later became the Garden Building.
Uh-huh.
Ancient Centra people spread around the world after Centra was destroyed by the Lunar Cry. People used mobile Centra shelters to move around the world. So it was 80 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
God.
Yeah, I mean, in defense of your point there, they would probably build shelters if a horrible thing was about to happen.
Why didn't anybody know, like, what this thing was?
I don't know.
Like, what? It was only 80 years ago.
And they said that
Sid
they
was
were
like,
mobile.
Yeah,
mobile shelters.
Yeah, and Sid was like, I have no fucking idea what this is for. He's like, I have no clue.
Amazing.
And it wasn't because he was like, all of history was lost. We should know that something horrible happened. He wasn't even like, because we know it's from the Centra.
He's like, you should go down there and maybe turn it on.
Did they like, when they were writing the dialogue, where they were like, and there should just be no interest in the mysteries of the world because they're teenagers and they don't care. Like, why the fuck?
It feels intentional.
Ugh.
Many ruined shelters are found around the world. And they
This
also
is
do
even
this.
worse. Like, 80 years ago, an entire civilization was wiped off the face of the planet. And not only was it destroyed, like the continent, they then spread to the rest of the planet in flying buildings. And now the people living in those buildings are walking around going, we have no idea who built this, or where they came from, or how it looks. That was 80 years ago!
Yes.
Why did we turn this fucking game back on? I'm so mad at this.
But wait, look, there's an entry for Timber Maniacs, which is, we know what that is. But there's an entry for Eyes on Me.
Julia Hartley's song. Julia married the Galbadian General Caraway after releasing Eyes on Me. Gave birth to a girl 1 year later. Julia died in a car crash at age 28, right before her daughter turned 5. Yeah, like
She died in a car crash?
Yeah.
And that one's my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, Julia died in a car crash at age 28, right before her daughter turned 5. Holy shit. What a tragedy.
I mean, just a random death.
That is information, by the way, that is in the information about the song that she wrote. That she died later on at age 28.
It's as though you're reading like a book about a song or something.
God, that's so funny.
Yeah, I guess.
Did we ever know that?
Maybe, I don't remember.
A car crash?
I think I say that in the main season.
I love how
in voiceover, and I was like, I can't remember where I read that, but I had clearly already played this and read this, and I was like, Julia dies in a car crash.
Well, I mean, it's like
that's a true fact.
It's like not only is there like Heinz descendants and sorceresses and Moombas
like,
drink blood.
What a fucking grab bag in here.
A 28-year-old one-hit wonder dies, leaves her 5-year-old daughter after dying in a car crash. Next.
Oh my god.
What?
There's another one.
There's a car crash that Julia died in
Bathroom.
somewhere in the world. Like some horrible scene.
I would think that, like, somewhere on the world map, if you press X, it's like you see a bunch of crosses. Like, some roses laid on the side of the road.
I think there's some
car accident
there's definitely some
happened
missing
here.
locations. Like, Laguna goes to her grave. Like, the
Yeah.
fact that it's not a location
That's true.
seems strange.
You think they buried her where she died?
I feel like near Windhill there would be like a
Yeah.
place, you know, you could get to.
But yeah, we're not done. We're gonna talk about the fucking research facility now.
Yeah.
A man-made mobile island for marine life research.
It disappeared mysteriously after much wandering.
Okay, so that's why he was like, I don't know how it ended up here.
Right.
Because it's mobile.
It's like the research center got listless, and it just was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, it used to move around with purpose, and then now and then it would be seen.
And then it was wandering the world aimlessly,
and then,
not knowing what to research.
You know, you used to see it every other day, and then every week.
Since the
every
facility
month.
members are still alive, it's assumed to be concealed intentionally. And then it starts like listing weird shit like 3015 found a strong energy field. 4141 call this place deep sea deposit. 4242 seal off deep sea deposit. The fuck does any of that mean? Are those like codes that you could like? It's not like that helps. Like what is
Would
that?
this
Are those
somehow
years?
help you solve
Are those
that?
years
Would
that
this
that
somehow help you solve the puzzle to go down the
I
tube?
don't know. Not that I can.
Well, I
think
mean,
of.
I
It's
can't
not
even
like you're supposed to
understand that
release
puzzle,
3 and then
so-
0. I can understand it, and that does not help you.
Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I wanted to show you two other things. Well, first of all is the Timber TV station where it says, all forms of communication now use HD cables. No radio transmissions are used. The Timber TV station keeps its radio systems waiting for the day radio transmission is restored. It's just so funny.
I keep my wands around, waiting for them to turn the magic back on.
Yeah. What? Horizon Bridge is like a railroad that when the war broke out, they built, and then it's begun. But check this out, so like...
S-Star has so much for them to say about it that they have 3 entries for S-Star.
One of the S-Star descriptions is, S-Star started the Sorceress War and fought against the world under Adel's rule. Their sorceress and their scientific powers posed a worldwide threat. Then they abruptly declared an end to the war, and S-Star closed its borders and has kept silence ever since.
They were like, the
details
war
on
is
that.
over. Like goodbye forever,
what?
and then radio didn't work anymore either.
I'm just imagining if, like, in 1944, Hitler was like, okay, war over, guys, we're done. I'm gonna go back. And everybody else was like, okay, like... And then nobody ever talked about it again outside of S-Star. Like, goddamn.
Well, but also, like, this is written from the point of view of, like, the setup, what the setup of the game should have been,
Yeah.
but it was
Yeah.
missing.
Which is crazy. And then the Great Salt Lake apparently was destroyed by S-Star. Okay, so they're saying basically that President Laguna and his aides were worried about Dr. Odine's inventions having a negative effect on the state of world security, so they closed off their country for 17 years, and it's very likely that Laguna will be criticized for keeping silent for so long.
I love that never happened. That it's not like in the garden post-credits scene, Sid is like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Yeah,
you know,
what
Laguna doesn't get arrested.
What are we supposed to make of that? That it's like, oh yeah, he just like freaked out when he became president for reasons that they still don't explain really.
Well, he
And-
was like, the world is going to be so pissed at us. We
yeah,
should
no,
really...
but I mean, why did he become president?
Oh, yeah. No, we don't know.
You know,
that.
he became president, and
'Cause
then
he was
he just like
charismatic.
freaked out and closed the borders. And he hasn't been criticized yet, but a lot of people are starting to say that history might not look at this so
People are
well.
saying-
like, what the fuck does that mean? Is he a bad president?
Reading all of this makes me go even more like, then how did we end up with this thing that seems to be about absolutely none of this? You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, if this is a list of the most important major concepts in the game, why is less than half of this in the game?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go save.
And that's episode 2.
Man, that... Oh my god, all that stuff is so fucking funny.
It's really hilarious. That was really delightful. I mean, that was just so stupid.
It's just as amazing. It's amazing to me
Yeah.
that it's in the game. I don't know what else to say about
There's
that.
something about Julia dying in a car wreck where I'm like, if you had put that in the game and made it like a poignant flashback scene that was like animated or something,
it's almost
you know.
like a piece of outsider art. It like turns the game into this like weird object. It's
I
like,
love
man,
that, like, I also, one thing that I find amazing about the shit in those menus, I think a lot of hardcore FF8 fans don't know about it, because a lot of
we
people
definitely have people who
have
love
never
this
talked
game
about that
and
shit.
have never talked about that stuff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people don't, they're not out there on the
I
internet
definitely
defending
think that there's
FF8
definitely
explaining
some that
this
talk
shit.
to us who have read
Yes,
that, but
but-
there's definitely a lot who have not.
Yeah.
Because that stuff is so hidden.
It's crazy. That shit. That was amazing.
If you're on Patreon, so you have access to the video version.
Right.
If you're not watching it, it's worth going back to watch Jeff show me how he finds it in the menu, because it's like
The number of layers, it starts by going into tutorial.
yeah, like oh man.
The fact that those terms are alongside the battle report information,
Yeah, that
in the
tells
same
you like how
list.
long you've walked.
like, what? How did that decision wind up?
I love it's almost like it's intentional too, because it gets more and more crazy as you read it. Like
Yeah.
the shit that it's saying gets like so insane. And I think you're right of it. I think the climax is Julia dies in a car accident.
Yeah, like that could be poignantly meaningless.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man.
I was delighted by it.
Yeah, when we were reading that, I really knew we were gonna get the best stuff for the Patreon supporters.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to drop some of it in the main season a little bit just because it was like, that's too good. Wow. Well, next week we'll get back to carding.
Yep.
We're gonna blow through this card quest, I think.
Yeah, it's been a joy to rewatch this actually so
Yeah.
far. So I think this will be fun.
Yeah. Get ready for us to get really stupid in the past. Thank you all for supporting us.
Yeah, thanks
It
a
means
lot.
so much. We really appreciate it.
We certainly do.
Another fortune cookie or what?
Nah, I don't really want to eat another
Yeah,
one.
me either.
We're recorded these in the same day. The
Yeah,
first
episodes
one
1
and
and
this
2.
one.
Or at least the voiceover. Most of the voiceover that you're hearing through these first 2 episodes were recorded today,
Yeah.
August 11th. But not all of it. You'll never know which parts were recorded later that we had to go back and fix that we didn't get on the first pass.
We won't know either. It's gonna
No,
be
for
impossible
sure.
to tell eventually.
Yeah,
Interesting thing to meditate about. That's your dessert for the day.
time and the way that things are constructed in the show. Mm-hmm. I'm into that. Enjoy.
The 70s dinner party account tweeted a recipe for spaghetti corn soup. 1 envelope of regular onion soup mix, 2 15-ounce cans of spaghetti rings with meatballs and tomato sauce, 1 16-ounce can of creamed corn, and grated Parmesan.
No.
You stir it all together and you eat it through.
That's not good. Oh, man.
Man, what the fuck were they
Does
thinking?
that essentially turn it, like, if I took, like, a can of Chef Boyardee and made soup out of it?
And added in cream
corn. Oh.
I love an envelope of onion soup mix.
Well, that must just be like you have packets of onion soup mix. But
I just like that terminology.
that's not really a thing I think people just have around these days.